Well, and this is a personal take. I don't think that the NFL actually does care about Taylor Swift because I don't think they want anything to be bigger than the NFL. And there's already so many people that pay attention to the NFL. I was listening, somebody, like, because this was a somebody said these numbers, they're completely made up. But let's say there's 100 million Taylor Swift fans, right? That number, I have no idea what that date is. That number could be reasonable. And, you know, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift break up, Travis Kelce retires, whatever it may be, and, you know, only 1 million of those 100 million Taylor Swift fans are probably NFL fans now. Like, the NFL doesn't care about getting like, the NFL wants, like, fan stability.
Legacy fans.
Yes, they want fans to continue to grow and go. Taylor Swift, to me, is not going to create that. Yeah, you might be able to sell some, like, Super Bowl ads for a little bit more than they did last year if you're expecting higher numbers, whatever the case may be. But I don't think the NFL cares about that. I think the NFL views itself in too high of, like, regard. Like, we're the NFL. We don't need Taylor Swift to get us better numbers.
Sure. See,
here's the other thing.
Okay.
Dynasties are bad for sports. Because if you're a casual, you want to watch the Super Bowl for a storyline, right? You don't want to see the same team there for the fifth time in 6 years. People get sick of that, right? People didn't want to see the Patriots win anymore. People didn't want to see the Tampa Bay Lightning win another Stanley Cup. Like, people don't want to see the same teams win over and over again with the same people. It becomes boring to them. If you're a casual fan, like if you're a diehard fan, even if it's not for, you know, a specific team, yeah, maybe you'll want to watch it because you want to see somebody beat Tom Brady's Super Bowl record or whatever it might be. But the casual dynasties are bad for the casual fan because people get bored of it. So that's why, to me, like, if you're the NFL, I don't know that you want to put the Chiefs, like, if you're truly rooting for the Chiefs to go back in the Super Bowl, because plus, you know, now you've got all these fans that they have Super Bowl merch from 2 years ago, from last year. They have Super Bowl merch from 3 years ago. Like, right, they're not going to buy the same amount of stuff. They're not going to be, like, you know, they're going to still be excited, but dynasties, I think, are bad for sports.
Certainly.
For casual fans.
Sure. At a certain point, that is true. But a couple things. I mean, okay, dynasties. At a certain point, yes, it does get boring. But during the rise, as a dynasty is continuing to grow, it's very exciting. And that becomes the narrative, even for the casual people that are looking for it.
But I don't think they're already past the rise. People want to tear them down.
I think they're still on the rise.
Andy,
and I'll tell you why.
6 years. He's been to 6 AFC championships.
But I'm telling you, they're still on the rise because right now, and I think, and I'll elaborate on this in a second, but look at how many podcasts and talk shows and whatever are talking about Patrick Mahomes up against Tom Brady for, like, best quarterback. That conversation is spreading like wildfire right now. And again, as far as content goes, and even making money, I think even the NFL is focused on the present.
Because Taylor Swift,
and then you can grow from that. I'm not even talking about Taylor Swift, although I don't think it's a situation where the NFL sees Taylor Swift as an entity that they want to that they don't want to be bigger than them. I think they're like, yes, we are the NFL. Maybe they think they are bigger than Taylor Swift, and now we can bring her into the fold. And here's the other thing. Even if the NFL doesn't care about Taylor Swift being at these games, she gets so much TV time. I mean, you watch the Bills game, they were cutting to her all the time. The NFL's getting money from the TV people, and if the TV people care about Taylor Swift, then the NFL will care about Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Same with the merchandise.
I don't think that the NFL cares about Taylor Swift as much as you think she does, as like people make it seem.
True, true.
And like also, I think that early on when everything was first coming out, it was different. But like, again, if you're a big Swiftie and you were gonna buy a Travis Kelce jersey, you already did it.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna do it just because they're playing in the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Like that. Like again, it can only go so far. And here's the other thing that I think is probably a huge challenge with the Super Bowl. Like, it doesn't matter who you are. Like, if you're either going to be somewhere where the Super Bowl's on or you're not, regardless of if you're a Taylor Swift fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody who's going to watch the Super Bowl has been watching the Super Bowl, like, or, you know, their family is, or they've been to Super Bowl parties. Like, you know, with the exception of like the population increasing, I guess, I don't think that like the Super Bowl is growing in viewership.
If the Chiefs go this year, you're saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Not true, dude. Because even if it's like, let's see, because it's in February. It's like February 11th. So college kids are already back at school, right? Taylor Swift, I'm sure you know, does very well with like college girl demographics. If you're a college girl in a sorority house or in an all-girls dorm, something like that, maybe the Super Bowl's not usually on. But if Taylor Swift's there, this time I think it is going to increase the views. I think it absolutely is.
Yeah, but
also with the merchandise thing, you might be. I think you're kind of right, but I don't think they've hit the peak with it. For example, well, you know what? I apologize for speaking to you about merchandise. Let me say that. However, what I just want to say is, like, you know me, I'm a collector of shit. And there's some stuff that I see online and I'm like, oh, that's cool, but I'd never buy it. I see it like 6 times. Sometimes I'm like, okay, you know what? This time I'm going to pull the trigger. So you keep getting it in front of people, I think especially if the Chiefs do get to the Super Bowl, you can still make plenty of money off the Swifties.
But I mean, maybe I'm just being like, maybe I'm leaning too hard the other way, but because like there's not one single ounce of my body that believes that the NFL wants the Chiefs in the Super Bowl because of Taylor Swift.
Fair.
Like, I just refuse to accept that, whether it's true or not. But it just, again, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, I think that there's more. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see this weekend.